Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Gunn Show. You may already notice that my voice is dead. I'm going to tell you why in just a minute. You also may notice the structure is a little bit different moving into 2025. This is episode 1, episode like 300 or something in total of the Gunn Show, but episode 1 of what we're calling Unplugged. And normally when I do the Gunn Show, you see only my semi-handsome face and you are surprised by the guests. But as you might notice, I already have 5 guests here who are going to introduce themselves in just a minute. But before we get into that, if you're not watching, if you're only listening on Spotify, not watching on YouTube or the MTD website, you're only listening, and you've tuned into the Gunn Show because you saw the letters Gunn, you're like, man, I want to learn about muscles or I want to learn about weapons. We don't have either of the, well, sometimes we talk about those things, but I don't have either of those things. I don't have muscles or guns. So this is about humanizing manufacturing. The Gunn Show is about manufacturing everything that touches everything around us. It makes our lives more happy, more convenient, but we take it for granted, doggone it all. We take it all for granted. And with that being said, we need to humanize the incredible individuals that make the world go round. Here in the USA, we got Salim with me today. He is actually co-hosting. Salim, can you say hi?
Hi, everybody. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you, Tony. And you got to tell us about that background you're in there. Everybody's experiencing the beautiful winter, but looks like palm trees are around you there.
Oh, I absolutely will, but I didn't want to be the only one talking, so I had to introduce you right away. I'm actually at your spot, Salim. This is your spot, the rooftop pool behind me, an infinity pool. You're in a room right next to me, right over there. It looks like you're in New York, but I want to take
I'm in New York.
Yeah, but you're right there. I can see you. I can see you right there. But my voice. So I was filming in LA, and I just want to give some love to all my friends, family, people out there in LA going through that fire right now. I woke up. This is actually a Wednesday right now. I woke up on a Tuesday morning with my voice gone because of all the smoke inhalation. And I was in Orange County. So I can only imagine what's happening to those people. So my heart goes out. My love goes out. I hope there's quick healing, quick rebuilds. But that's why my voice is like this. I'm lucky to have 5 guests with me today to help me through this conversation. And before we get moving and introduce all of these incredibly handsome folks, I have to say thank you to all of our sponsors. We have to say thank you to the IMTS team. 2026, we're actually going to have that on our sleeves in 2025. We're so excited about 2026. But the AMT team that supports IMTS, eButter Growth Systems, and Shop Rescue, those consultants out there that guarantee that they can give you double your profit within 3 years. Incredible. And they're saving shops all over the country and all over the world. NTMA, we're partnered with them this year. Very, very excited about that. If you missed some of our podcasting and keynotes we did at Engage last year, Salim, I know you're a part of NTMA as well. Great family over there. AMDM, that's the show in Mexico. We're trying to really highlight the nearshoring that can benefit the reshoring that's going on in the U.S. And we're supporting Tecma in Mexico, the relationships of that true global partnership. Shop Floor Coffee, we got to give a shout out to them. That's what keeps us moving on our shop floors. The American Precision Museum. If you have not seen what's been going on in the 17 and 1800s, the original Silicon Valley in Vermont, I highly recommend you either check out the video that's on MTD's YouTube channel or fly up to Vermont yourself. And last but not least, we have Revelation Machinery. They are making sure that your machines are being resold at a valuable rate, offering both the client and the seller the value that they deserve when reselling their machine. Hey there, manufacturers. Need to sell your surplus CNC machinery? Whether it's vertical machining centers, CNC lathes, or machines from top brands like Yazda, Matsur, or Watchon, let me introduce you to Revelation Machinery. If you've never worked with a used machinery dealer before, here's what you're missing. Selling equipment on your own can mean long waits, low offers, and lots of time chasing leads. Revelation Machinery changes the game, bringing nationwide exposure to your machines. Their team is located across the USA, so wherever you are, you've got a local expert on your side. Revelation doesn't just list your equipment, they use targeted marketing methods to get your machines in front of serious buyers. Revelation Machinery is committed to fair pricing, full transparency, and taking care of the details. From paperwork to logistics and even rigging if you need it, they're there every step of the way so you're not juggling any part of the process alone. Ready to let a trusted partner handle the heavy lifting? Head to revelationmachinery.com/The Gunn Show to see how easy it is to turn that surplus machinery into cash with Revelation Machinery. All right, I am done now. First, let's go ahead. Well, first is a big fat lie because we've had a lot of firsts. So next, Prosper Machine Tool teams, and we'll move into MMT in just a minute. Please introduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah, I'm Greg Kinney, president and owner of Prosper Machine Tools. Very proud to be with you. Thank you, Salim and Mike Judge, for joining us. We're very, very excited to introduce our relationship not only with Spinner, but also with FFG and the things that we've got going on in Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. Joining with me is Brett Kinney, my son, who runs our entire marketing and business side of the business, and Eric Bonasek, who is handles the majority of our sales management. So we're very, very happy to be with y'all.
Amazing. Thanks for being here. And Mike, don't judge me too much, but would you please introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, everybody. My name is Mike Judge. I'm the director of sales for FFG Americas. FFG is one of the world's largest machine tool groups. We have 39 brands of machines, 50 manufacturing facilities. The U.S. headquarters is in Metro Detroit, which is where I'm based out of. And I'm here today to work alongside Prosper Machine to talk about all the exciting things we have moving forward in 2025.
Is there a reason why you guys don't have this cool background like me? Is it snow over there? What's going on?
That's because I live in what's called pure Michigan, and there's a lot of white outside right now, for sure.
Well, let's go make an angel, baby. Let's jump out
That's
there
right.
and make an angel. All right, Salim.
Right.
I'm going to let you jump in as a co-host here because I know you have a very deep, ingrained relationship with these folks. And there's some topics I think are very important and are intertwined with both Spinner and what you're doing in all of Texas moving into 2025 as well. So I'm going to kind of let you lead a few of these questions to jump in and get so we can all get to know more about Prosper.
Absolutely. Prosper's been a great partner for us, but I wanted to, of course, ask Prosper themselves a little bit about your history. How did Prosper come about? What's your experience in your territory? And what are the things that we should all know about your machine tool knowledge and ability to support customers that we might not be aware of?
Well, thanks for asking. We Prosper, we are in our working on our 10th year anniversary, and we'll be hosting an open house in April 9th and 10th that both Spinner and FFG will be involved with, as well as some other very prominent builders.
Well, don't leave me out. I'm coming to visit you too, by the way.
And Tony will be here for the entire show as well. That's right, for the entire show. We started Prosper as a family business. Our original goal was to build around the relationships that we have in the industry from a history of being in the industry for about 40 years. And our goal is to be the best service supplier in the industry in Texas. So we have currently 12 service engineers that specialize in machine tools. We do automation. We do everything from parameters to full boat and gearbox repair, ball screws, everything. And we work on everybody's machines. One of the things that we felt was an opportunity in the industry as a startup was to service even our competitors' machines. And it's helped us as we've grown and people have become very confident and dependent on us as a service organization. And
why? I was going to ask you, Greg, sorry, why is service so important to you? Why is that your priority?
Well, when we sell machines to customers, whether it's a job shop or it's a Fortune 500 company, the people that trust us and go into business with us, their relationship, their integrity, their trust, and the fact that their job is relying on the performance of the machines that we help them take care of, because that's what they make money with. And so from our perspective, the relationship, they become part of the family, and we really want them to know that we're going to be there with them for their history and will help them grow. So that's why service is really the key for us.
Yeah, and if I may, I know Arik and Mike are chomping at the bit to get on this thing, but one of my favorite topics of discussion, because humanizing is so very important to, you know, helping us create awareness and acknowledgement for the skills that we have that makes everyone's life easier. You know what I mean? We don't get as much respect as we should. We're not the doctors out there saving lives, and yet we are. We're making all the components that allow them to save lives. Right. So that's my long way full circle to bring it back to what I actually want to ask, which is, on the screen that I have right now, which is what the audience is probably looking at, but the listeners won't be able to see this. It looks like you and the guy above you have the same last name, which means you're also family owned and operated. And it looks like you are moving into a second generation as well. And this is all about humanizing. I know service and support must matter to Brett also.
Yeah, it's one of the most important things to us. It's the foundation of our company, second only to our good partners like Salim and Mike and people like yourself now that we've kicked off this wonderful relationship. And not just me and being in the business, my older sister is in the business as well. And she actually runs our service and parts division. So she runs a large part of it as well. And her name's Morgan. And we're actually technically a third or fourth generation. My uncle Mike, God rest his soul, was in the business and worked with my dad. And my grandpa, George Kinney, was in the business as well and used to run Master Machine Tools in Hutchinson, Kansas. So the Kinneys have been in machine tools a long time. So we're excited to build the next, what I've started calling a very original machine tool distributor, not like some of these corporate giants with, you know, a good family feel, and you can still call Greg or myself or Morgan and get something done, unlike, you know, a lot of the bureaucracy and stuff like that. And frankly, Spinner and FFG are a lot like that as well, and that's why they fit very well with us. So
two quick comments, because I know you want to talk, Salim. I can see you, but one, if your sister's in the building, go grab her and bring her to the show as well. And two, I can tell it's in your DNA. Sorry, Salim, go ahead.
No, I think just wanted to do a quick follow-up. Being a family business, you guys have to be, you know, very selective in your partnerships, because you're creating a legacy and you have a reputation with your customers that you want to protect. How do you go about selecting the machine tool brands that you choose to represent in your territory? What is that criteria? How do you think about this?
Eric, go ahead and take that a little bit.
Yeah, thank you. So for us, the big thing is having people that we can rely on, that have a strong background, that have a desire to do things at the highest of levels. And so, you know, Salim, you and I go way back. And one of the reasons that you and I connected so hard was because we both have a desire to do something great for manufacturing in this country. We both have a passion for it. And so when you meet good people and they have a strong foundation, going back to what Greg talked about with service, and you talk about applications and support and parts and all these things, you want consistency, reliability, and you want people who really do love the industry. And sometimes you can have the greatest machine tool out there, but if you don't have the support structure behind that to make it fly, you know, that's not what I want to do for my customers. I want our customers to be able to have someone they're going to be able to rely on 24/7, right? And so we pick out the best ones that are going to support our customers the best, and that's where Spinner, FFG, you know, really fit that mold. Also supplying machines that are going to have great uptime, great technology, and have you know, the lowest cost of investment at the end of the day, so that these customers, the people that feed all of us on this, you know, on this call, we want to make sure they're successful. That's, at the end of the day, you know, we're named Prosper Machine Tools. We want our customers to prosper, and the only way we do that is with good partnerships that we're involved in.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Mike, let's go ahead and get you involved, buddy. We've been talking Prosper a while, and deservedly so. And, you know, grandfathers and uncles and fathers and children and sisters. But you have also quite the story. When you opened this thing up, you said, I think it was an actual quote. You said 1 million machines and locations across the country. And we need to break this down so people like myself can actually understand what's going on internally with you.
Yeah, I think I said,
and why you're here with Prosper today.
Yeah, I think what I said was Prosper Machines 2025 new business forecast is 1 million machines.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
In Texas,
That's where I got
Louisiana,
it twisted.
Arkansas.
Okay.
There you go.
And
No
900,000 are spinners. So
Yeah,
I don't know what you're going to
okay. All right. So let's make sure that doesn't get edited out. But,
No, absolutely. And Salim, I think you need to call the headquarters in Germany right now, because if we're doing 900,000 machines in Texas alone and Arkansas, good luck.
Tony, we're going to need some help.
all hands on deck.
But yeah, one of the exciting things about FFG's new relationship with Prosper is for FFG Americas, there are 3 brands in particular within the FFG conglomerate that we are forging a new path forward with. And if you go back and look over the last 12 to 15 years, those 3 brands specifically are Feeler out of Taiwan, Leadwell out of Taiwan, and DMC out of Korea. And over the last decade or so, all 3 of those factories within FFG and companies have all been imported and sold, in most cases independent of each other, separate channels, separate support organizations, independent distribution channels. And now that we have an entity here in the United States, which is the MAG Automotive LLC company within FFG, in which we build horizontal machining centers and applied systems and cells in Metro Detroit, we have taken on the responsibility for the importation and sales of all 3 of those brands and factories. And what we like to talk about is creating an all-star team. Why be good at 3 things when you could be excellent or great at 1? So what we've done is spent a lot of time over the last year putting together what we call the all-star lineup of those 3 brands and factories. And we will start importing that under a singular brand, under the FFG brand. And we are morphing into a singular distribution channel. And after a lot of due diligence, we landed on signing up with Prosper Machine for that FFG single channel distribution network throughout Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. And we are extremely excited to get kicked off and very much looking forward to the open house.
Well, that's not confusing at all.
No, hopefully it wasn't.
No, that actually wasn't bad, all things considered.
Yeah,
I think you explained that well.
There's 39 other brands and 50 other factories we can talk about, but I don't think we've got the time. But
that's the million I was thinking of. Okay,
Yeah,
39 and 50. I
exactly,
got it.
Exactly.
Well, what I want to do is there's a couple of questions that I think are very important to me. I always want to humanize this industry, and I want to give you time to think about it. So toward the end of this show, I want to, including you, Salim, I want to ask each of you kind of why you're in manufacturing and what it means to you, how you got into it. Just a short little few-minute spiel, since there's so many of us today. But before we get into that, I would like to pick each of your brains individually as well, and think of if someone was listening to this show or watching this show right now and only had a couple of minutes of time to really feel like they created value from their day by listening to a message that you could give about who you are, what you do, what you accomplish, and what Prosper and MMT individually mean to you. They're tuning in right now. They have about 3-4 minutes of time, and they go, I want to have the best bang for my buck right now. And obviously everyone's listening to the whole show, of course. I mean, you guys are incredible. They want to hear us laugh and joke and have a good time. But what I'm trying to do is empower you to take a moment, take the microphone, take the spotlight, and just bring it all into one and say, this is what we are. This is who I am. This is what we do. And this is what it means to me. But don't throw too much of the manufacturing stuff in there, because that's the next question. But just like who you are and what you do. Greg, we'll start with you as the leadership role, even though I think Brett's moving into that quickly at this point. You're not ready to retire, though, are you, Greg?
No, in fact, I think I'll probably just be here until Brett says he's going to do me like Indians up in Alaska, and he's going to put me out on an ice cube and push me out in the sea when it's time. So I'll be here until that.
Well, you and I have similarities in whatever that transition may bring, because I come from Viking descent, and I've told my daughter, put me on a raft, set it on fire, and push me over a waterfall while singing like Ave Maria or something in the background. You know, so
I grew up in machine tools and manufacturing. I believe manufacturing in the United States is absolutely one of the most important things that our country has ever done and built is take things out of the ground that's underneath us that God gave us and add value to them to make people's lives better and to make help other people survive and make money. So it's a passion. It's a lifestyle. It's in my DNA. As Brett said earlier, my dad was in the business. I remember when I was a Cub Scout, the first built a Pinewood Derby car on a 5-axis manual Maho machine. So I've been in it forever and came straight out of school and started traveling around the United States, pulling a machine behind a yellow Suburban and doing demonstrations on the machine and learned how to sell and work with distribution. And so it's been in it forever. And what we find is you have to treat everybody right, because everybody continually comes back to this industry once it's in their blood. And the relationships that the people move, businesses change, but the people always come back, and you end up working with the same people over and over and over again, whether it be a customer or a builder or a manager of a builder or a service person. Everybody's intertwined in this business. It's not as large as some other industries are. So the leaders of the business all affect each other very much. So it's a passion for me. I'm excited to have my family in the business. Eric and I have literally been together for almost 20 years, and we have other people in our business the same way. So thanks for giving me an opportunity to talk a little bit from the heart. Yeah.
What does manufacturing mean to, well, everyone? It's the heartbeat of America. It's the creativity that makes all the things around us. If it's not people and if it's not air, take a look around. It's been touched by manufacturing.
The evolution of the reinvention of the American Precision Museum have preservation, education, and inspiration. And we just want to make a difference in the way manufacturing and machine tools are perceived. It's scary to think what this country would look like without manufacturing.
Oh, I love the heartstrings is where I love to pull from, my friend. And Eric, we're gonna slide over to you in just a minute. We'll get over to Brett after that, and then Mike will go to you. But have you ever heard that joke, Greg? Salim, you've probably heard this joke as well. Same face, different business card.
Right.
Yep.
That's what you mean when we say we're working with the same people over and over again in different facets. So you never want to burn those
same
bridges.
heart, Tony. Same heart. I think it's coming from the same place.
Yeah, I would agree. All right. Maybe not directly blood, but 20-year relationship. You might be seeping some of that blood into your system now. What does Prosper mean to you?
Yeah, man. So as Greg alluded to, I've actually been in this industry for almost 25 years now. And Greg and I worked together for a stint selling machine tools a long time ago. And then I spent 10 years with OSG selling some of the best round tools in the world. And then Greg and I were talking, and we decided to get the band back together, and so here we are. And I've been kind of adopted into the Kinney family a little bit there. But as we were talking about being family and how much this industry means to us, like I said earlier, I have a passion for it. Like I have a real passion for it. And so much so that my son is following my footsteps. And I'm very blessed to say that he's actually working on a spinner. And one of our best customers is investing in him to make sure that he's going to carry that on forward. And someday, he wants his own shop. And God willing, if I have the opportunity to do that, I'm going to help him as much as I possibly can, because I truly think this is the industry that's going to see our country forward, and manufacturing is coming back, and I'm here for it, man. And you started off, you said if anybody has 2 or 3 minutes and they can get something out of this podcast, what nugget can I give? And I'm a firm believer in marketing. I think marketing is fantastic, and you can learn anything you want off of YouTube and all these other different things and podcasts such as yourself. But the one thing that I would push out there, if I had, this is the salesman coming out of me a little bit, but there is such a knowledge base out there, and guys like myself and other teammates that I work with, and even competitors and other builders, And the knowledge base that's out there is incredible. And when you get someone like myself involved on a project, I always consider myself a process guy. You know, I'll look at something with a whole entire different set of eyeballs than what someone else is doing. And so my nugget would be that yes, you can get 80% along the way on something that you want to do on a purchase or what have you, but rely on your resources. Guys like me are free. Yeah, of course I want to sell you a machine tool, but I'm not. You can call me anytime you want just to ask me a question, and I'll tell you, because you know I'm working on aerospace today and oil field tomorrow and medical and semiconductor, and I see it all, and that's a knowledge base we should want as an organization and as an industry to share what we know and give that out to the people. So my nugget would be is if you have a passion for this industry and you want to learn, you want to grow and do things better, please lean on your resources, lean on the guys that are knocking on your door. I know sometimes it can be a hassle, but we're here for you. We want the best for your company. That's my nugget, Tony.
Yeah, very well said. And you know, here on this show, we are obviously supporting manufacturing and people who know about manufacturing, but our ultimate goal is to maybe get people excited enough to join us that aren't in manufacturing and might want to participate. And I think that message that you just gave, if we can reach those people, it'll touch their hearts as well. So
maybe I got to follow up, Tony, here for Eric, because I mean, we've been talking about passion and love and the knowledge base that is in this really small industry. We think it's so big, but it's not, to Greg's point. But I will ask Eric, what can we do, the ones that have this passion and love for manufacturing, to ignite that same passion and that same love on younger people like your son that have seen that this is the future of our country and this is how they can become successful while make others successful at the same time? So what can we do, all of us and everybody listening, to ignite that passion?
The next generation coming up, as you and I have talked, Salim, you know, they're different than the rest of us, and they grow up with the video games and the cell phones and the iPads and everything else. And I see a shift in the machine tool builders. You know, you look at some of the controls out there, like the Siemens controller, the Heidenheim, and all these real, you know, even Fanucs coming out and doing some really neat things. And I think we need to capture these young minds, these young hearts at an earlier age. Too often we think that high school and maybe early college is where you capture them. I think we almost need to do something from a late elementary, middle school age to where these kids, when they're inquisitive and they really want to build something, show them something simple. And I would love to be able to do more in the trades that way, as far as sharing that's out there. There's a huge movement to trades. We're all seeing it, right? We're realizing that the 4-year college model, it probably wasn't the best thing ever. And now you've got this whole entire youth movement coming. And you know what? Yeah, we need electricians and plumbers and all these things, but by golly, our industry, we're going to lose a lot over the course of the next 10, 20 years. People are going to retire and move on along. And this next generation coming out, we've got to capture them, Salim. So I think that, you know, videos and programs and school incentives and stuff like that, that's really where we're going to get them. And I think that we need to go on this whole STEM culture, right? The STEM, that there's whole entire school programs devoted to STEM, and that's where we've got to introduce manufacturing, right? The engineering part's obviously a big part of that, and that's great, but we got to make sure that they know, hey, like Greg said earlier, we can take this metal out of the ground and create this amazing thing and let them show it.
And if I may, Tony, I wanted to follow up with Mike a little bit, because, of course, we're learning of how impressive and large this company, the FSG, that he's working with. And, you know, clearly we're all here and we share this passion. But, you know, at this global level, a global industry like machine tools, right? I think we all agree it doesn't get any more global than this. We're always paying attention to everything that's happening. But what does that mean to you? What Eric was just saying, the passion and love for the small shop out there in the middle of Michigan, and how that comes together for a big company like yours.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, whether it's a large OEM, tier one, or job shop, they're all looking and striving for the same thing. They're all struggling with finding good people. that they all are seeking good support, and they're all seeking good quality machine tools. And I think at the end of the day, what will make someone successful in this trade and in this business is simply, and Greg alluded to it earlier, building trust. There are a lot of machine tool builders. There are a lot of products that, as we say, can all make the part. But at the end of the day, people work with, and after 28 years in this business, I've seen and learned firsthand, people work with, buy from, and come back to people that they simply trust. And how you build trust is you do what you say and you follow through. And more importantly, it's how you handle things when they go wrong. Because as you know, as every machine tool builder knows, not everything works perfect. And it's how you react, it's how you support it, and it's how you maintain that relationship is really the key ingredients of success and keeping this thing moving forward. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. And on a side note, just to piggyback on Greg's touching on family and the humanity part of it, how I got into this business and where my passion strives from and where I find a special connection with Greg and Brett is I got into the business because of my father. He was in machine tools and manufacturing for 45 years. And he helped get me an opportunity for an internship at Cincinnati Millicron in 1997. And as they say, the rest is history. So I got the bug. I was bit hard, and I'm here sitting here today, 28 years later. So it's
good to have you.
Yeah. Thank you.
My brain is a funny thing because it's spitting wild right now with so many questions, so many potential solutions. I mean, I want to go back to what Eric was saying with STEM, because I've done so much work with the STEM teams recently, giving keynotes, and we've had this conversation about reaching the kids, but it doesn't matter what we tell the kids if their parents don't believe it. If their parents don't believe it because we offshored everything and they're mad about an industry where they all lost their jobs, how do we convince them that it's good again? Like, there's so many conversations to this. Brett looks like he's about 22 himself, so we need to talk to his peers about this at this point. And
he's
Mike,
not allowed to drink legally.
and Mike, just now, last week he got a new birthday, I think. But then Mike brings up, just like Greg and a lot, not myself, but a lot of us, I'm in the business because my father was in the business, except we're talking about a labor shortage where there aren't fathers in the business. So we need to reach the kids that have that fathers are elsewhere, right? So that my brain is about to explode right now with the conversation we can have for the next 3 days. You want to do a three-day podcast, guys?
Sure. Let's do it.
We can do it.
Let's get to it.
Can we all join in the pool? We're doing it from the pool.
There we go.
and just to my right, we have a cold bath as well. So you can do hot and cold at the same time if you want to do a cold soak. All right, Brett, let's get you into this a little bit. And I would say, let's just continue with this topic we're on. Let's just elaborate further on STEM and labor shortage and getting people excited. And you're obviously, third generation at this point, fourth generation. So, and you're the youngest one on this panel right now. So I'd love to just pick your brain a little bit and learn some of your thoughts.
Absolutely. So not 22, but 31. So for machine tools, I'm still a young pup, I guess. And as the token millennial on here, I'll kind of jump into that. Manufacturing is not an industry I thought I was going to be in. It's an industry that I grew up around, all the guys that were in it, all the salesmen that my dad helped raise, the builders that he'd have over at the house, people like that. But I had no idea what they did, and it certainly, manufacturing isn't something that I went to school for. In fact, I don't even know a place where you really could go to a 4-year college and have them teach you anything about it. And so it's not a business that I thought I was going to get into, but it's a business I fell in love with after I got introduced to it from Dad and his some of his distributor friends throughout the rest of the country and things like that. And I had a passion for building a business with my family, unbeknownst to me how hard that actually is to do. But we've made it 10 years now, and I would say that to hopefully there are young people that just stumble across this, even if they're not looking for it on YouTube and the algorithm plays into that, to get it on their feeds and stuff like that. When I was thinking about getting into this industry or a multiple of different ones. You alluded to doctors and lawyers and kind of some of the sexier jobs that are glorified in the world, and yeah, exactly. And there's nothing cooler than this. I absolutely fell in love with it. But when I was looking at it and planning long term for my life and my future and what I wanted, I looked back and I saw the wonderful life that my father and my mother were able to create for my two sisters and I, and the wonderful opportunities that they were able to provide us, the schools we got to go to, the trips we got to go on, the friends we got to make, and the wonderful people we get to work with now. I mean, there's not an industry in the world that you can make the kind of money that you can in machine tools. And if you're under 40, if you're under 35, or if you're 18 and you're thinking you want to go to college and it's maybe not for you, get into a machine shop, get into a trade school. And I am involved with the college that I went to here in Fort Worth, and a lot of these younger people now are like, I don't want to go get an MBA. Don't waste the $200,000. Come into machine tools, work for a builder, be an applications engineer, or come work for a distributor, be a salesman, or go work in a machine shop. The possibilities are endless, and it's a cool, sexy, fun industry that is the industry behind every single thing that young kids are into. It makes all the phones, you make all the video games, and Salim could probably speak to this as well. The controls that they have on the spinner machines right now might as well be a damn video game, and the controls Mike's gonna have on his machines, it's exactly the same. Might as well be an Xbox, and it's fun and cool, and you can do something that not a lot of people in this country get to do anymore, and hopefully more people will. So
this is Shop Rescue.
Hello, I'm Eric Goglitz, VP of Sales with AeroX Technologies. We're a manufacturer of mist collectors. What made me really excited about this project is the fact that mist collection isn't always looked at as a product that makes you money. We wanted to participate and support the shop because that's not a product that they may go out and buy, having financial hardships possibly, and we want to give them that ability to have a clean, safe work environment. So I really hope the show opens eyes of the owners of some of these other shops that may be struggling, to show them that there is a way to do this correctly. Instead of trying to do the bare minimum for the lowest cost possible, you can bring up your quality and charge the price for it that you need to.
Salim, you always have the best follow-ups, but I'm going to try and take this one real quick and try and be as cool as you, which is definitely not going to happen. But Brett, I want to follow up on this with, I'm a Gen Xer. You said you're the token millennial. I don't even know all the letters and numbers are given to the other generations. I barely know my own, right? I know millennials and boomers because you always fight with each other.
Yes.
But that's about it. But what I want to bring up is this rumor that I've heard about the generation that's 12 to 25 right now. They want to do good for the world. They want to do good for themselves. They want to make a difference. Let's say make a difference is the tagline, right? Is there a better place than manufacturing to either start a machine shop, get into making something to make a difference, whether you want to be an entrepreneur, design your own shoes and be creative, or get into the green, eco-friendly side of things, or whether it's the defense side of things, if you believe that, taking care of your country is where you want to be. All of this is done through manufacturing. Do you see some of that as well as our token millennial?
Oh yeah, 100%. And if whatever you're into, if you're into guns, if you're into green energy and electric cars, it's all made in manufacturing. And even if you're into solar panels, everything made out of metal, plastic, glass, it's all built in manufacturing, whether it's the mold for it or anything like that. People. Friends of fraternity brothers of mine ask me, they go, "What the hell do you do?" And it's like, well, what kind of car do you drive? And they're like, "Oh, well, I drive a Mercedes, I drive a BMW, or I drive a Ford, or what have you." Every single thing on that car comes from manufacturing, even the seats. And Whether it's heart valves, stuff for cars, your faucets for your sinks, it's absolutely everything. And if you want to make a difference in green energy in the world, there's no better way to design a new kind of engine or a new electric motor or a new way to harvest energy than in machine tools and manufacturing. And the people on the call here are the ones that can help you do it. You know, if you've got an idea, I want to make this, and this is going to be the coolest new thing, call a machine tool distributor, you know, or call your salesman, look up who's in your region and say, hey, I've got this crazy idea. And you know what? It may not work out the first time, but it'll probably work the second or third, and you'll have something cool and original, and it'll be fun, and your heart will be in it.
Well, guys, I want to talk about a subject real quick, and you guys can shake your head yes or no or whatever you want to do. And we just lost Brett. Don't know where he went. Hopefully he comes back soon.
He'll come back in.
Yeah, but when I'm scrolling through YouTube, and I'm not sure if you guys know this about me or not, but I'm a big fan of happy tears. Like, yep. I cry happy all the time when I see joy and kindness being done, right? And so when I'm scrolling through, I see like a kid who sees color for the first time, or sees for the first time, or a person who hears for the first time, or a grandparent that fell down and wasn't able to walk that can now walk again. Tell me this all doesn't come from manufacturing as well. If we want to make the world a better place, that's just where it comes from.
You're absolutely right. And I'm blessed to have a few customers in this industry, and I can't talk about who they are, but I have one that's actually doing brain implants that are actually helping paraplegics walk again, Tony. How cool is that? And when I get a chance to work on that stuff, I get to feel good about it myself because, you know, I made a difference. Just what you were talking about earlier with the millennials.
I love it. Yeah. And Salim, I know you and I talk a lot about, because you come from a military background, and we talk a lot about kind of the gap that happens when somebody comes home from being of service and maybe doesn't know the next step, or maybe there's some PTSD, and how do we help, you know, participate in calming that, or appreciating what they've been through. And manufacturing is a wonderful place for multiple reasons for this side of things. And I'd love for you to take over this topic because you know it far better than I do. But one, to offer a great place to work because these guys have already been hands-on for the most part, these guys and gals. Please don't let me leave out gals. And two, whether we like it or not, war oftentimes leads to some sort of tragedy or trauma, right? And manufacturing helps us develop these limbs that allow us to walk again, these pieces of our life that we can put back together, and manufacturing does that. But I'd love for you to take over on that aspect in that world, because I know you're doing a lot of defense work in around the country and around the world as well.
Yeah, I think that, look, the subject of veterans in manufacturing makes a lot of sense because it's all about purpose, and it's all about the joint purpose that we have to protect what we're passionate and what we love, which is our country, our way of life. And I think we were talking about the younger folks, veterans or not veterans. I think we all have to take a look in our heart and find what is our duty for ourselves, for our neighbors, for everything that we enjoy in a society in the United States, and that is constantly under threat, right? So when you're talking about veterans coming into manufacturing, this is a continuation of that commitment, is an extension of the purpose that has grown out of passion, out of love, out of a sense of duty. And I think a sense of duty that we need to, as we are doing by doing these podcasts, that we need to allow everybody to feel and allow everybody to be part of. And so I will say that when you're making that piece of metal, when you are cutting that part, no, you're not just simply doing an amazing, beautiful work of engineering, but you are making a difference in the overall structure of everything we enjoy as a country, as a people.
Yeah, it's very well said. We have about 10 minutes left, and I don't want to forget to highlight this incredible, I know we've talked about it once, but this incredible open house that you guys are doing. I want to invite the whole world, but I know you have a certain territory, but we'll speak like we're speaking to the world. What do you think is going to be the most exciting? What type of people should come visit? Let's talk about the dates again. Let's talk about your website where people can find more information. Let's talk about registration. Let's talk about everything we can to highlight this incredible event that's coming.
Got it.
Wait, Eric.
Okay, yeah, this is a little bit of my baby here. I'm enjoying putting this together. So we're going to have a whole host of machines, and everything from machines for like a tool room, all the way up through job shop machines, all the way up to high technology, like what Salim's puts out with Spinner. We're going to have some really high technology there. We're going to have various seminars. This is a 2-day event, so it's going to be both April 9th and April 10th. That's a Wednesday, Thursday. So we're going to have, like, every hour on the hour, we're going to have seminars going for whatever our partners. Like, when I say our partners, it's not just our machine tool builders. We have partners, right? Like Kennametal, Sandvik, Iskar, Heimer, all these different guys are all going to be a part of this, right? And they're going to have an opportunity to show you the latest technology that they're bringing to the market. We've got guys that are going to be doing some things that you can add to your machines for technology based that can actually add to your quality, and that's going to be a neat segment. We got a metrology room where we'll be showing how you check the parts that you make. It's going to be kind of this really cool thing where you can do this big loop, and as you come in through our facility, there'll be obviously different builders and partners you can talk to. You can see the highest technology, you can watch it run. You can actually apply it to some of the things that you're doing in your facility, and then we're going to show you how you check those parts on the way out. And yeah, we're going to be having some good old Texas barbecue both days. We may even have some adult beverage there for a few people, and we're going to make it a fun learning event.
Eric, can you tell us the dates again for everybody to write them down?
Yes, April 9th and 10th. That's a Wednesday.
And 9th and 10th.
Website.
Yeah,
give me a website.
Go to www.prospermachinetool.com. Prospermachinetool.com. MT.
Mike, are you going to fly down from Michigan?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll be there. Yeah.
Mike's got 3 machines coming into the show.
Yep.
We've got there'll be 1 mill and 2 turning centers with functions on them. Salim's going to have 1 machine in the show. It's a multi-turret high performance machine. It's going to be, we're going to be cutting chips on every one of the machines.
Yep.
And we're really, really excited to do it for our 10th anniversary.
Amazing. All right. We have just a few minutes left. And what I want to do to close this out is kind of leave it open for each of you to have a couple of minutes. If there's a question I didn't ask you that you really wanted to talk about today, a message you wanted to share that maybe we ran out of time and you wanted to, if you need me to ask you a question, my question would be, what does manufacturing mean to you as a whole? Now that you've been doing it a long time, what does it mean to you? Because I'm very passionate about it. But ultimately, I just want to take a few minutes, and Greg, we'll start with you as you're the leader and the senior representative here. But just any piece that I didn't get to ask you that you wanted to share, that we didn't go more in depth about, something you think the audience deserves to hear about, totally up to you. And if you don't have any of those things, because we've done such an amazing job today, despite my voice, then just tell me what manufacturing means to you, totally up to you.
Well, I think you sound great, Tony, but
it's my Phoebe sexy voice from Friends.
There you go.
Smelly cat, smelly cat.
It's your Demi Moore. So manufacturing is really what started and has made the United States what the United States is. And people, you can go back and work in factories and you can walk around and all of a sudden you're looking at a 1940 built machine that was specialized, engineered, and designed to make this one specific part better than anybody else in the world could ever make it. And that's what my dad was involved with, and that's what Mike Judge's father was involved with. They made specialized parts. And today we make machine tools that have flexibility. They have ability to go from one part to the next part to the next part quickly and do them productively. And it's a much more versatile world that we deal with now. But when you look at what they did in the old days, it was genius how they did it. It goes back to all the way to Ford and way back before then, right? So manufacturing adds value. You take it out of the ground and you build everything you do to it adds value, and it helps us support families. and it helps us grow the country, and it helps us stay secure. I was there when and in the industry growing up when the American economy, when in the early 80s, when the machine tool industry in the United States, it sunk, and a lot of the builders went out of business, or they got absorbed. And Mike's group, Mike's history has been not only working in a variety of with a variety of builders, but he's been involved with reinvigorating brands that were the leaders in the industry at one time, and then were absorbed in because of changes in the marketplace. And so if we don't get back to adding value to people's lives by helping create and invent, and we don't reach the children and the kids and let them understand that that's where all the ideas are coming from. That's where everything we do has got computers on it. It's got interconnectivity. It's got touch screens. It's got things are moving at super high speed. Every Formula One car, every airplane, every oil and gas, everything we affect with solving the problems that exist today. And the only way to do it is with new ideas. And so that's what manufacturing is. It's all a bunch of new ideas, and every day to be more competitive. So thanks for the time.
Thank you for sharing. Your wisdom and experience is second to none. And you taking the time to share it with us today, it means a lot to me as well. And I know it means a lot to the audience, the hundreds of thousands of subscribers and followers we have to the channel. And they're going to learn a lot from you. So thank you for taking the time to be here. Mike, I'm going to slide over to you now and just, same question. I don't need to do it again, but if we haven't asked you something or if you just want to talk about manufacturing, totally up to you.
Yeah, no, I think I'll go down the road of what it means to me on top of everything Greg had already touched on, to maybe take another look at it. Is what has meant the most to me over my career in this industry is the type of people that you get to meet, the relationships you get to form, and the incredible opportunity to touch basically every continent in the world. It really is incredible. And after 28 or 29 years, the relationships you form, the type of people that you get to work with over extended periods of time, I just have a hard time believing that there is that type of interconnectivity in any other type of industry. And that's what drives me. I am all about relationships and getting to meet new people, learning new things. And that's the other thing. I don't think you could work in this industry for 100 years and not learn something new every day. I mean, it is incredible. As soon as you think, I know how that part's made, you walk into a shop and it's just, boom, holy cow, they're making it that way. It's incredible. That's what drives me. That's the passion that I get from this industry. I absolutely love it. It's great.
I am here in Mexico today at Expo Santa Fe because we're going to talk TECMA. Now, TECMA is the trade show here in Mexico to attend. If you're going to attend only one show in Mexico this year, attend TECMA. And why is that? Well, we have this big conversation about nearshoring and reshoring right now, right? Well, Mexico is the backbone for the infrastructure that we might currently be lacking in the U.S. to have that support here in Mexico. Will now take place from June 18th to June 20th at Expo Santa Fe, Mexico City. If you're gonna bring your significant other, we want them to be able to go shopping, and this is a very familiar, comfortable area. You can go shopping, enjoy yourself, there's restaurants everywhere, and safety is key. Here, you have no problems. I couldn't agree more. My job is to know a little bit about everyone, and I realize I don't know anything. The more I learn, the less I know 100%. Eric, let's move into you now. Same question, same idea, same concept. Totally up to you where you want to take it.
Yeah, no, I always, I've told my son and my family numerous times that we were created to create. And that's kind of my little personal tagline, right? Created to create. God's the master creator. Jesus was a carpenter. Mothers create wonderful families, and we're out here creating things for our country. And when we do the right things, and
hold on. We need to take a moment of silence for that. If I had a microphone, I'd drop it. Oh my gosh. I've not heard it put that way before, but that was powerful. Okay, continue, please.
Well, no, that's what I'm trying to push to my son right now. I told you he's getting into this industry. And when I look at how we do things and we take care of our customers and we do things at a high level, it allows those people to take care of their employees, and their employees take care of their families, and it goes on and on and on. So I always look at this, that it starts with us and what we're doing. And when life happens, like Mike said earlier, it's how you respond. And when you do things when life happens and you do things the right way, it may not always be the easy way, it may be painful, but in the end, you're truly helping someone, and that just carries on down and down and down and down. And so I love it. And the only last thing I would say is I was going to finish up with how we get young kids into this industry. I would recommend, if you have a beautiful shop and you want to share this, work with your local elementary school, middle school, even high school, and have field trips, man. Bring some of these kids in who probably never even know what goes on in that building when they walk past it on their way to school. Open it up and show these kids what can be done. And I think that's how you're going to capture the hearts and minds at a young age. That's what I got.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, Brett. You ready to grab the bull by the horns? Literally, that's not a green screen behind you, right?
No, it's not.
And close this thing out.
Absolutely. I would say that as the token millennial from the group, it means, what it means to me is, keeping the generational knowledge alive, not losing a lot of the tribal knowledge that actually goes into making these parts, and the history of it. And you have to have a reverence for the history and the people that came before you that fought the battles, right? You and I are the youngest in the group, Tony. We'll fight different battles than these guys have, but they'll tell us how to fight the battles that they know how to. And for me, it's continuing on a legacy and building a business with my family, and building the next great original machine tool distributor. And you guys have talked a lot about duty and God and things like that. But I'll tell you what, if you're watching and you're in the industry, or you want to get in the industry, or you want to do something different, or whatever, it's fun. There's not an industry in the world that's full of more creative, more fun, more likable, knowledgeable, genuine people. And if you're in one of the right spots in the industry, you get to travel the world too. There's not a job you could have with better, nicer, more creative people in the world.
Well, I personally love that you called me second youngest, because I don't think I am. But thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'll take it. All right, Salim, you have been an incredible co-host today. You've asked some amazing questions. You've been a great listener as well. Go ahead and bring this all full circle for us. You've worked with these guys. You're going to be at the show with us. You've introduced me to Prosper. Prosper is now a friend of mine. I'm grateful. MMT as well. I also want to give you the opportunity to have a platform to share. And for anyone who's listening right now, episode 2 will be just Salim and I, and we'll have a lot more to talk about. And Salim, I think that's episode like 5 or 6. I think you and I hang out a lot. Anyway, that'll be episode 2, but I'm going to give you a few minutes here as well.
No, Tony, look, what I see is a common purpose, a common love, a common passion to fulfill your duty, to continue everything that every generation before us has fought and died for and worked so hard to give us. So, if we look at what everybody else is saying here, and you add the tremendous time that we live, where we have artificial intelligence, where we have manufacturing at a point, there's no better time to be alive. And like Brett was saying, you will not be bored in this job. You will always find something that will surprise you, that will teach you, and that will challenge you to give more and to add more value to the same objectives that we have. Look, it's a small industry. There are different brands. There are different builders. And we can get all caught up into the commercial side of it. But at the end of the day, the ones that understand that is our common ground, our common objective, that it's going to bring us to success and to build everything that we wake up every morning and in this industry, morning means 4 a.m. at least, to fight for and to live, like Eric was saying, to create what we were created to do. So I feel blessed to be able to be part of this, to continue what I was fighting for in the Army, what I learned through my whole life, the alternative, and to lose what we have as a country is not so great. So let's protect it, and let's continue inspiring anybody that we can to join us and to do the best they can to give us their talent and their passion for doing more and for adding more value to the world. So
yeah, well said. Way to close it out. All right, I'm going to close this show, guys, but I was thinking about this, whether I should do it or not. It's really, really embarrassing, especially with my voice, but I kind of want to do it. So, Salim, you were just talking about AI, and normally I open up this show with a bad joke, a really bad joke. They're awful. I mean, some of the worst. And normally we close the show with a couple of games, but because we have so many panelists on here today, we didn't do any games because we'd be only playing games, or we'd be here for 3 hours. But AI, you guys use ChatGPT by chance?
yes.
Yeah, me too. So I was sitting on the plane yesterday, flying to South Florida, and I was thinking about this podcast. I was like, what would be a good theme song for the podcast? Any of you guys watch Beauty and the Beast? The cartoon, the Disney cartoon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
anyone know the song Be My Guest?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I talked to ChatGPT. I'm actually going to do this, and said, please rewrite Be My Guest. But for the Gunn Show and for manufacturing. And I'm only going to do like one verse, but I have to do it because it's silly. So, be my guest, let your knowledge do the rest. Put your skills up to the mic, come talk shop with the best. We've got spindles, we've got lathes, automation that just slays. Set your tooling, hit the cycle, and we'll showcase all your rivals. Grab that wrench, fire up, tell the fans to listen up. Fanic arms are waving around, those parts are flying off the ground. Edge bar feeders feed all night. Chips are flying left and right. So relax and cut some steel on the Gun Show. That's the deal. So there's like 2 more verses.
Bravo.
That's awesome.
I'm not doing any more.
Bravo.
That's awesome.
Love it.
You're
It's
ready
impressive.
for Broadway.
Fantastic.
That was great.
So that is the show. Thank you all for being here. Thank all my listeners. Time is the one thing we cannot manufacture more of. So if you shared your time with us, we truly, truly appreciate
That's
it.
true.
And as Eric said, we're created to create. So keep on creating. Thank you all so much for your time. I look forward to seeing you in Texas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See y'all in April.